back to the Bookworm's Buddy and part 3 of the book haul. Isn't this fun? I'm having a lot of fun. But anyway, I'm on part 3 now, and I think there's only going to be one more book haul video after this one. I've got it all figured out. So, let's get started. First one we got here, here's a little story for you. I went to the used bookstore a couple weeks back, and I saw this book there, and I'm like, oh, gosh, I really want to get that. I didn't buy the book, and I'm glad because I already had it. And that is More Than This by Patrick Ness. I was just enthralled by this doorway. I thought the doorway was just really cool. And I'm so glad I didn't pick the book up again, because I came home and there it is sitting in my piles. I'm like, oh, thank goodness I didn't buy that again. I need to keep a big, huge notebook or a file or something for all the books that I have, so that I don't make those mistakes like I did with The Good Daughter. So yes, I love Patrick Ness's writing so much, and I loved everything I've read so far, because I have read What a Monster Calls, and gee, let's just bring out these books that... One moment, please. Try to rush. Okay, continuing on. I got this set. I told my husband I wanted to get this set. This is the Chaos Walking Trilogy. And I had this book in a hardback book, but it wasn't the cover that I wanted. I wanted these covers, but I couldn't get them in hardback. But I'm like, you know what? Who cares? Let's just buy them even though they're paperback. So I got all 3 of them, and I read all 3 of them. So we got The Knife of Never Letting Go, The Ask and the Answer, and The Monsters of Men. So there we go. Picked them up. Got them fairly good price because we got them on Amazon, and it makes me very happy that I have all 3 of them and they match, and let's not have any more of those things happening. Next one we got here is Roots. This is by Alex Haley. This was one of my mom's. I don't remember if she read the book, but it was one of her favorite shows, and I know I watched some of it with her. But this is a monster. This is a monster of a book. I would like to read it, but it's huge, and the print in this book is not phenomenal. It's tiny. It's tiny. So if it was better print, I could probably read it without an issue. But look at these pages with no words, with no talking, no dialogue. It's just words running on and on. So yes, I would like to tackle this book. But I like the fact that I have it because it was one of my mom's favorite stories. So yeah, I have the book now. I'm going to try to read it at some point. The next one here is Defy the Stars by Claudia Gray. I believe I got this at the used bookstore. I think my husband found it and picked it up. So, ooh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's written on there. So at some point, maybe it was me, because this sounds familiar. She's a soldier, he's a machine. And I think that got me. So, grabbed that one. These 2 I found like brand new, and they were only $7.50 each, and they were at the used bookstore, and it's just like someone never even read them. It's by one of my favorite authors, Jonathan Mayberry. This is the Pine Deep trilogy. So I got these 2, but then my first book is like this. So I need to find this one to match these 2 because I absolutely love them. Do they not look brand new? It was like someone bought them and just took them into the bookstore. The only thing is it just got this corner bent right here, and that's it. And I got them for $7.50. They're $15 books, so I win on that one. So now I just need to, I've not read this series by Jonathan Mayberry yet, but I've been told by many, many people in my Goodreads group to read this series. Now I can, because I have all the books. This one's kind of sad compared to the other two. But it doesn't matter. It still reads the same. So, yes. This is the Pine Deep series by Jonathan Mayberry. Dead Man Song, Bad Moon Rising, which I also have Bad Moon Rising in this small paperback too. I just realized that I had it, but I couldn't pass these up because I love this style book. So, and then the first one's Ghost Road Blues. So there's those. Please don't fall. The next one I've got here is by Rick Yancey. And this is, it's The Monstrumologist, I guess is what the series is called. And this one is The Isle of Blood. Now, these I assume I already had in a book haul because they were on the shelf. So there's The Monstrumologist. And then this one is The Curse of the Wendigo. These covers are amazing. And I just found this one, I don't know, earlier in the year. It's in hardback, yes. And then these are softback, but I mean, they're pretty much the same size, so it looks fine, just like that. So I really want to get to this series too, and I believe that The Monstrumologist is the first book in the series. I don't know how many more there are, but see, look at, they look fabulous on a bookshelf, right? So there's those. Okay, I'm talking too much. Keep moving. Okay, this one is by Robert Mcmann, which is another of my favorite authors. This is The Queen of Bedlam. It is a part of the series. I don't know what the series is called, and I'm not even sure which book this one is. I've got the other ones behind me back here, and I looked it up, and it is a part of the series. I don't know what the series is called. I wish I did. I should have probably checked on that. But there's that one. He's a great writer. Swan Song is my all-time favorite book by him. If you've never read it, read it. It's a post-apocalyptic. I loved it better than The Stand by Stephen King. I didn't say that. Next one is Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken. So I've got other books by her that I've not read yet. I know. But this one is book 2 to this one, Passenger. Again, I'm not sure if I hauled this or I was getting out books that went together in a series. I'm not sure if this one was already hauled or not, but book 1, book 2, I need to read it. Yes. So there's those two. The next one here is Keep Quiet by Lisa Scottoline. The book that I read by her was Look Again, and it was for World Book Night. That was the book that I was handing out, and it was actually very, very good. So I tend to buy Scottoline's books because I think she's a great writer, and if I find them on sale, then I buy them. This one, however, was $6, unless it was on the sales rack. I may have gotten it for $2, so I don't know. But I got that one. This one, I just saw it, excuse me, I saw it at Barnes & Noble, and I want to read the book. The book is Jane Eyre, but this one is the illustrated Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and it just, again, I don't know if I did this in a book haul, but it was laying among the other books, so I'm not thinking I hauled it. But I saw this book there, and my husband saw me just all dreamy-eyed looking at it, and he picked it up and he bought it for me. It's got deckled edges. I don't know if you can tell that, but it's got, well, you can tell a little bit that way. It's got deckled edges, and there are illustrations in here. Let me see if I can just find, like this. Look at that. It's magnificent. Oh, we just passed another one. Maybe that was the same one I just showed. But it's got little ones, too, on the pages like this. So, yes. If I do get to this book this year, it will be this one that I'm reading because I just think it's amazing. I love everything about it. But my husband knew that I wanted it, so he picked it up for me. Okay, the next one, again, for my husband because he likes the vampire stories. This is The Vampire Shrink by Linda Hilburn. He has read it. He did like it. I don't know if he's going to want to keep it or I don't know. But it was on the sales rack, and I said, that looks like something he would read. So I picked it up for him. It was like $1. So I think he did enjoy it. I'm not sure if it's a part of a series or anything. But yeah. This is another one I picked up thinking that he might like it. I don't know if I've hauled this. It's Emancipated by M.G. Rise, whatever, however you say it. He couldn't read this one. It was pissing him off, he said, because it's these kids and the way their parents are just saying, hey, emancipation. And it just really bothered him, and it pissed him off, and he couldn't finish the book. I, on the other hand, I'm going to read this because I think it's interesting and I want to see how it plays out. Yeah, he didn't like it at all, so I'm going to see if I like it. Another one I got from the book of the month. Book of the month is The Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman. This one sounds really good. I just haven't picked it up. The cool thing about Book of the Month is that they have a bookshelf there. So all the books that you've read, you can do a little review on them for that. So, yeah, I like that part of it. Like I said, I'll get into this a little bit more in another video and kind of talk about it a little bit. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one. It sounded really good. So hopefully soon. The next one we got here at my job, they have a bargain books bin every once in a while. And they had this in there, Alice in Wonderland. I love the Alice in Wonderland story. I love the retellings. I love all of it. But look at this. Beautiful. Front and back. Let's see if it's got illustrations inside. I don't see any illustrations in there. But, yeah, I love those two guys. But they had this one there, and I'm like, I am so buying that book. And at the time, I believe it was at the point where they start marking them down. So instead of 3 for $10, they end up being like $2 a book or whatever when they mark them down. So yeah, I picked that one up. I saw it. I loved the cover. Said I'm having that book. Yes. Next one here, also out of that bin, is called Come Rain, Come Shine by Jan Karen. I think it's how you say it. Beautiful cover. Again, front and back. Beautiful cover. Again, this one I got there when they put it. That's a cute save the date right there. When they put them down on sale. Okay, this one, I'm pretty sure I did not buy this from Walmart. It's got the Walmart sticker. I'm thinking I got this from the used bookstore and it was on sale on the sales rack or something. It's called The Siren by Kiera Cass. I know everybody reads a lot of stuff by her. Did she not have the selection series? Was that hers? I don't remember if it was or not. But yeah, this is a girl with a secret, the boy of her dreams, the ocean between them. So I picked that one up, but I didn't get it at Walmart for $11.98. I paid like $2, I think, off the sales rack. I'm thinking. This one is Endy Moon Spring by Matthew Skelton. Again, I had Avery in mind, but this cover is beautiful. Let's look with the red and tan. It is a young adult fantasy, and I'm thinking he would enjoy it. Open the book that unlocks the secret. So, kind of reminds me of Never-Ending Story in the book that he was reading. So, it said that. That's kind of what it reminded me of. That's one of my favorite movies. Next one here is Liz Wheel. Is that how you say that? Liz Wheel? With Pete Nelson, called Waking Hours. This is an East Salem novel. That tells me that it is part of a series. I'm not sure what book it is. But I'm believing this, well, it didn't come from the Dollar Tree because it's got a name and address on a sticker inside the cover. So I'm not sure, unless it was Goodwill. It might have been Goodwill, because I can tell it's not from the used bookstore because there's no price up in the corner of the page. They usually put a price up there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check into that to see when to read that, or if there's another book before it. Okay, the last stack for this one. Here we go. We went to Barnes & Noble a couple days ago, and my husband got Origin. This is to the Da Vinci Code series by Dan Brown. He did not have this one, so he picked this one up for himself. And then I got To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. I've been wanting to read this one, and I see now that it's a Netflix film. But I've always wanted to read this, and I've just never picked the book up. And then I know I had the Young Elites. I know I did. And Richard told me about that series, so I got the Young Elites, and then this one I got on my Kindle. Well, now I finally picked up this one, and I love the series. I thought it was great. And then I find out there's the Midnight Star. So I just got these two from Barnes & Noble and come home to find my Young Elites gone. By Marie Lu, by the way. And I'm like, where's my Young Elites? I'm like, surely I wouldn't have, like, took that to the bookstore and sold it. Would I? So now I'm going to have to find Young Elites again. I loved that book. I'm pretty sure I did not sell it. There's no way. So now I've got this one, so now I want to reread it, but I can't because my Young Elites is gone. And I don't know where it is. Gotta solve that mystery. Next one we got here is Lisa Mcmann, Visions. And this is one of the books that's got more than one book in it. And I really like Lisa Mcmann. I think she's a great writer. Those aren't the ones that are in here. I don't know. I really like Lisa McMahon's writing, because Criers Cross I read, and that was an amazing story. So I picked this one up, and this one I got from the used bookstore, $6.50. So I'm looking forward to reading those. This one, this is really funny because we went to my grandson's book fair, and I found Frog Kisser. This is by Garth Nix. I'm pretty sure it is a retelling. I got it for $1.99, and I'm like, yeah. So my grandson's just looking at me like, I'm like, I read all things. So I picked this one up. I couldn't beat $1.99 for this book at his book fair, and it helps the schools. So yeah, I picked that one up. I forgot I had that actually. The next one here is called Betrayal by Mayandre Michelle. I think that is what that is. I don't know if you guys can even read that. I picked this one up with my husband in mind, but the cover is gorgeous too. And it says here, where there is love and power, there is always betrayal. So there's that one. Next one we got here is October Baby, Every Life is Beautiful by Eric Wilson. And this one sounded like it was really good. I think it has something to do with her having anxiety or something. And it's a contemporary, obviously. So Every Life is Beautiful. So I picked that one up. And oh, I'm glad we didn't grab this book from Barnes & Noble because I have it. This one is Untamed by A.G. Howard. I have Splintered, is it called? Whatever the first book in the series is. Is there a thing on here? Oh, here we go. Yes, it is the green cover right here. This one right here. And they had these three. This one, and the one that I'm holding, and I'm glad we didn't buy any of them. So is this an Alice in Wonderland retelling? It says Return to Wonderland. Anyway, I had the first one. I wanted to read that one before I picked up the other two, and come to find out I have this one. So, okay, well, that is it for this video, you guys. Again, we're at like 19 minutes, or is it 17 minutes? I don't know. But they're running really long, and I'm really sorry. But there will be one more. So thanks for staying tuned, and come back for the 4th one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.